What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Boys Do Sports. Today we got our Week 3 waiver wire video. How we're going to do this, we're going to go through our injuries first. Lots of them, bad ones. We're going to go through our waiver wire pickups, who you should add. And then we're going to go through our droppable candidates because we don't need them on our rosters anymore. And then our streaming defenses. So get right into the injuries. Thursday Night Football, Austin Eckler tore his Achilles, out for season. Usually that's a couple, like a year and a half for full speed, 2 years full speed recovery. I don't see him making a big fantasy impact ever again in the NFL. Maybe as a role player. Same game, Jaden Reed, broken or fractured collarbone, 6 to 8 weeks. Don't expect to see him for a while. Joe Burrow, the biggest one, turf toe, gonna have surgery, at least 3 months out. Justin Fields, concussion. They're saying he might play this week, but we'll see. You never know. Aaron Jones, hamstring, maybe a week. Wheels up Jordan Mason if he doesn't play. Jaden Daniels, another quarterback, knee injury, maybe a week. Not sure. J.J. McCarthy, though, ankle 2 to 4 weeks. So 4 to 5 quarterbacks are going to be most likely out next week. So when we get into waivers, we'll talk about a few of them. Start off our waivers. We got Alec Ayumanner, 28% rostered. The air yards in week 1 paid off because it led to week 2 production. He caught 4 of 6 targets for 56 yards and a touchdown. And he will easily be the second pass catcher for the rookie quarterback Cam Ward. Through 2 weeks, he's had a 23.2% target share, which is just behind Ridley's 25%. Next, we got Romeo Doubs at 23% rostered. They just lost Jaden Reed. Like I said, Doubs leads Packers wide receivers in snap percentage, target percentage, fantasy points, yards, and touchdowns. So, no reason. All he's competing is with Tucker Kraft because Doubs is now the second target on the super run-heavy team. But we could see him throw more this season if the teams, play on Jacobs and try to stop that. Next, we got another wide receiver, Troy Franklin, 8% rostered. Probably more of a deep league ad, but if he's used all season like this, oh man. The connection from college with Bo Nix is finally paying off, and Franklin caught 8 of 9 targets for 89 yards and a touchdown. He also had a carry for 11 yards. He played a career-high 83% of snaps and looks like he's going to be the second target on his team as well behind Sutton. Now we get into a quarterback. Daniel Jones, 35% rostered. I didn't trust the week 1 matchup against a bad Miami team. But hot damn, Indiana Jones is here. With the toughest matchup possible, he still came out and had a top 10 fantasy finish for the second week in a row. He is currently the fantasy QB2 with only the Chargers to play, Chargers and Raiders, and we're about halfway through, and Justin Herbert still isn't, I don't think, going to surpass that. So, QB2, with 5 starting quarterbacks currently injured, Daniel Jones is looking like a great fill-in quarterback. Another quarterback, just in case you need it, Jake Browning, 0% rostered, should be able to get him as long as there's not a really quarterback-needy team. I usually wouldn't even mention a backup quarterback, but with this supporting cast, he can be a fantasy asset. In just 2.5 quarters, he scored 20 fantasy points after Burrow left, and in his 7 starts in 2023, he averaged 21.4 fantasy points per game, and was the QB1 in fantasy points over that span. And in 5 of those 7 weeks, he finished as a top 10 fantasy quarterback. So he can do it. He has proved to be able to do it. Next, we got Jawan Johnson, 50% rostered, but I needed to mention a tight end in this. He has had a 27% target share and leads the Saints in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. He's actually getting consistent, heavy usage with the new coaching staff and might be Rattler's safety blanket on a team that has the 4th most pass attempts this season. And he is the fantasy tight end 2 on the season. So there we go. Lots of tight end injuries. A couple more quarterbacks and tight ends to take shots on because these two positions are just ravaged by injuries. It's awful. We got Michael Penix, Trevor Lawrence, and Bryce Young, all super low owned. And then we got Zach Ertz, Jatavian Sanders, and Jake Tonjes for the Niners. So I think he'll be useful until Kittle gets back, which is minimum of 4 weeks. We got some droppable players that are rostered in way too many leagues. Austin Eckler, of course, that's a simple one. Not going to play the rest of the season, so of course he's rostered. Xavier Legette, no thanks. Tank Bigsby, unless you're the Saquon owner and just want his handcuff, get rid of him. Jerome Ford, not going to be used anymore. Colston Loveland, too many mouths to feed. Najee Harris just is not getting the work with Hampton. And then Kareem Hunt. I'm avoiding this backfield, but not like you can drop Isaiah Pacheco. We'll jump into our streaming defenses for week 2. We start off with the Seahawks, 24% rostered. They're averaging 2 interceptions a game and only letting up 17 points per game. And they're playing the Saints this week, and the Saints just have to fall apart soon. They can't keep looking like this. They're competing in the games like it's crazy. Next, we got the Patriots at 25% rostered. They're averaging 4.5 sacks a game and an interception a game. And they're playing the Steelers, who is letting up all the sacks. Like 3 sacks and 5 sacks. Like, yeah, we're going to get some sacks in this low-scoring game. Next is kind of like a bottom-of-the-barrel one, but it might be something to pick up for later down the road. The Falcons are only 1% rostered. But I think they might be finding their groove on the defense because they haven't really had a great defense in a while. They're playing the Panthers, and they've been turning the ball over a ton. Next is another one that's pretty small. Colts, 6% rostered. They held the Lions in the playing the Titans, who are averaging 15 points per game. So, I don't know, not a very high-scoring offense. Then we got the last one, probably not in your league, but if it is, go grab them. Packers might be the best defense in the league. Not sure, but 53% rostered. They held the Lions and Commanders to less than 20 points, and now they're playing the Browns. So, pretty easy team. But yeah, all right, guys, that's all for the waiver wire video. We will be back tomorrow for our game picks.